Hey everybody, it's Brian here, and today I wanted to talk to you about something that a big change for me that I made as far as reducing my monthly bills. I cut out cable. I for years was a Time Warner Cable subscriber, but they have increased my rates recently, and I come to the conclusion that I really didn't need them to watch the things I wanted to watch, and have made some investments into getting some devices that I need to cut the cord and really save some money every month. So one of those big things that I want to talk about is the DVR that I'm using, which is pretty new. It's only been out for a few weeks. It's called the Channelmaster DVR Plus. I'm going to zoom in on it right now. It's extremely thin profile. Let me zoom in on that. So there it is. Zoom in a little bit more. It's only about a half an inch thick, and it's only about a foot wide. It's significantly smaller than my old DVR box. Sitting on top of it right now is my center speaker. To the left of that black square that's right next to it, that's actually an external hard drive that I bought off of Amazon to couple with the DVR Plus. Reason being is that the DVR Plus only has 16 gigabytes of internal storage. You really need external storage if you want to save more than two HD programs at the same time. So, but one of the things I really like about this DVR is, for one, it's a dual tuner, meaning that I only need to plug in one antenna cable into it, and you can still record two shows at the same time. And two, it gives me the guide that I like. One of the things that I was worried about is navigating the TV, and but it gives me a really nice guide with the information. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you the guide here, and let me zoom in on the TV here. All right, so there's my guide. Okay, so let's go over some of the things here. Just like any other DVR, you can see I can scroll down. All right, I can look. And let's say I want to get some info. Let's say the Steve Wilco show here. I hit info, and it gives me the info right up top. Okay, you see that? Now, one of the things that you can do is you can set recordings. So if I wanted to, let's say, record this with the remote that's provided, I can record right there. So now you see that little red corner that indicates that I'm actually recording this now. And I can set recordings in the future, and I can record up to two things at the same time and still watch TV, which is really nice. So. Sorry for the angle on that. So let me exit out of that. Now, one of the other things that I did was get an antenna. And the antenna that I chose is the Mohu Leaf antenna. And I have that actually up against the wall. I'm going to move the camera here. And you can see it right there. Sorry for the angle here. Alright, so there you see what I have here set up. It's pinned to the wall. The cable comes down, and I have it running along the baseboards here. And it goes straight into the DVR tuner. And it's, for the amount of money I spent on this is the amplified version of this, but the amplifier itself actually didn't work at all. The amplified version of this antenna actually took away networks. I wasn't able to get, your channel 2s, your channel 4s, and channel 7s. The only way I was able to access that is by just hooking this up directly to the DVR Plus without the amplifier. And it didn't matter if I hooked it up to the DVR or the TV, the amplifier actually blocked television signals. So I tried replacing the amplifier. That didn't work. So I'm assuming it has something to do with my setup here. But for the most part, just the antenna by itself with the cord does everything I want it to do. I get crystal clear picture. I don't have any, I haven't run into any reception issues. It works really well. And they actually do sell just the antenna version without the amplifier, and I think it's about $25 less. And so I do recommend that. And I'm going to leave a link to that in the description below. But so far, without the amplifier, the antenna has performed great. I know some of you are probably wondering why I didn't put an antenna in the attic. So this is a house, not an apartment. But I felt that I didn't want to climb into my attic, and if there was ever any problems, it would be much more of a hassle for this. It's not that aesthetically unpleasing. It has two colors. The front you're seeing is white, but if I flip it over, it would be black. So it kind of does give you some options to match whatever it is that you're going up against. So for me, I don't even notice this anymore, especially when I have the curtain kind of pulled over. Right now I have it closed to help with filming, but when I have the curtains open, you barely even see it because it kind of covers most of it. So let me get back to the TV here. Alright. Now, one of the other things that I bought, and I don't think I can see this very well. You guys are going to see this very well. Time Warner Cable charges you $8 a month to use a modem. Well, the modem that they're using, which this Motorola one is the exact same one, the modem that they're using works very well. I haven't had any problems with it. And it's $50 on Amazon. So there was no reason for me to rent it when I could just buy the exact same modem. I will say this, though. You cannot just plug this modem in and get the internet. You need to call their customer service and have them and give them the MAC address and have them activate your service over again if you're cutting the cord. So just be aware of that. But once I got all that set up, I mean, it works perfectly. I do use Time Warner Cable's Turbo service, which gives me 20 down and 2 up, and so far I haven't run into any complaints. Now with the DVR box, the DVR connects to the internet, and that's how I can get the most up-to-date information on the show. So let me zoom out again. Alright, I don't know what they're doing on there, but so if I go to the guide, like I said, and I'll zoom back in. Now, networks do provide information, but sometimes it's not as up-to-date or even correct. So what the DVR Plus does is it connects to the internet and it pulls the most accurate information on whatever show. So if I hit info, let's say on the Chew, right? And let me zoom out here. Whoops, zoom in. Alright. So I'll eat a little bit of crow here. Didn't pull any information on that. Let me scroll over maybe on the maybe on General Hospital. Nope. Well, most of the time it works. Unfortunately, it's not working right now, but when it's plugged into the internet, plus you get the latest firmware updates and things like that. Now, let me show you some navigation of the DVR Plus here. So it's really easy to set up. You do your normal channel scans. If I go into the menu setting here, it's very snappy. I could search, but that's kind of useless in my opinion, because you only have, for me, I only have 20 channels, and most of those channels I wouldn't watch anyway. I've actually blocked those channels from my guide. That's another thing I really like about this, and most TVs do this too, is when you scan for channels, you can get up to 40 channels, 50 channels, but you may only be interested in half of those. The DVR Plus lets you actually block those channels, so when you're going through your guide and flipping through, you don't have to watch those. So there's a lot of low def, a lot of kind of preachy channels on cable, on access network. So, but you can go into the DVR, okay, and you can see your recordings, you can see your schedule, you can see your history, and you can set up the DVR, and it works very much like any other DVR. So one of the things that there's not a huge learning curve. Let me get out of this. I think we're sick of watching that. So now the DVR Plus, oops. The DVR Plus comes with Vudu, which is a channel surfing, a movie streaming service, but I don't use that, and I'll tell you why. Most of the things I use through the Chromecast, so that means that, focus in, I use through the Chromecast, so I use Hulu Plus and Netflix. Now I know some of you are going to say, well, if you're using Hulu Plus and Hulu Plus has all the networks, why bother even getting a DVR box? Well, the reason I got the DVR box is simple. Not every show that I record is on Hulu Plus. The name two off the top of my head, Elementary and Person of Interest on CBS is not available on Hulu Plus. So I also like to have the guide. I like to be able to pause and rewind and have DVR functions. We recently had the AFC and NFC Championship games I was watching. I was pausing it when I was leaving the room. You don't get those options with just your TV. So, and there's other shows that I watch on network that just aren't available on Hulu Plus. Plus, there's a convenience of having a recording as opposed to going through Hulu Plus and having to watch the advertisements with everyone. I know that kind of seems petty, but you know, I'd rather pay for the convenience if I have to. So I also use some of the other services available to me through Google, and that is buying series as they're being played. Amazon Prime has this feature too. So shows like The Walking Dead, which I cannot live without, that's one of my favorite shows, I just end up buying the entire season. And it's significantly cheaper to do it that way than to have cable. To give you an example, The Walking Dead goes for about $43 for the entire season. That's 16 episodes in HD. So 16 episodes is probably, you're going to get about 4 episodes a month. You're literally spending a little bit over $10 a month to watch The Walking Dead. As opposed to spending an extra $100 a month to get cable to get AMC. So it's kind of a no-brainer. I know some people are like, well, you know, you're spending money to buy a single show, but then I own it afterwards. So it's definitely worth it to me. So I'm saving $110 a month by dropping cable. And so far, I have not missed cable TV. I have not missed channel surfing. Everything I want, I either can watch on network TV, use Hulu Plus or Netflix or Google or Amazon Prime. You have all these options available to you. It just makes sense to do that, to cut the cord if you're not interested in watching anything else other than what you can get available online. The only complaint I have, the only thing I cannot do, and it really does bother me, is I am a huge hockey fan, and I cannot legally find a way to watch local hockey games live. That is just the big sacrifice I had to make. I'm from Buffalo. I'm a big Buffalo Sabres fan, even though they're not doing that well. But I cannot find a way to stream them with any sort of decent quality. There's all sorts of illegal websites out there that let you stream it, but I don't necessarily trust those, so I'm going to stay away from those, and hopefully in the future MSG will have their own kind of streaming service that I can pay for. But anyway, there's my devices. This is me cutting the cord. If you have any questions about the DVR Plus, about the hard drive, the modem, the antenna, anything like that, leave them in the comments section below. I'll try to get to them. But so far, I am extremely happy with all the devices I bought. Now, if you're wondering about the cost of everything, the upfront cost of the modem, the hard drive, the antenna, and the DVR Plus, it's gonna run you over $400. So if you're saving like me, over $100 a month, you're gonna make that money back in a very short time. After 4 months, you're saving tons of money. So it's definitely worth it, I think, especially if you've kind of had it with your cable or satellite provider. They keep raising your rates like they did with me. I finally had enough and decided to take a chance here, and so far I haven't regretted it one bit. Okay, so if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section. Thanks for watching.